West Tigers fans, how are we feeling? I am feeling all sorts of things right now. I'm sad, I'm relieved, I'm happy because the West Tigers have gotten so much wild news over the last 48 hours that we need to talk about it. We've lost players, we've had players go on suspensions. There's just so much happening. Plus, we're setting eyes on a possible new prospect to fill in on our depth issue for our halves. So we just have a lot of things we have to talk about today. But before we do that, welcome back to NRL Deep Dive. I am Geordie, your proud NRL West Tigers fanatic, host, whatever you want to call me. But I just love all things West Tigers and building a community. And if you want to be part of an amazing community, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a review if you're listening on the podcast services, and share it with a friend who loves the West Tigers. But without further ado, let's get into today's episode because it is a big one. Right off the bat, we have lost, they're saying 5 players, the 5 outs. We've got Heath Mason out, Jareem Buller, Jerome Luai, Api Korosai, and now Talon Da Silva. And there is so many different things going on with each of these individuals that we're going to be breaking that down today, plus building out our team on Zero Tackles Team Builder software. So we're going to go through. I want to hear how are you feeling about this news. But before we do, go into our team building, this is what we've got to go over. First off is great news. I always like to start my videos, if I can, with some great news. And that is our skipper, Jerome Luai, heading to Game 3 Origin. He is going to tear it up. And I'm so pumped for him. Make sure you wish him all the best in the comments below. Send him off with love and praise because he is going to go and he's going to kill it and he's going to represent the West Tigers in the bloody blue for New South Wales, and I could not be more stoked. But it is set to most likely him not being back in time, and if that's the case, we need to figure out what's going to happen in our halves because we've also lost Heath Mason. He's gone for a 1-game suspension from when he ran into the referee, and that to me is, I don't know, he didn't mean to do it. He's just I don't know, it's a whole thing, but he is facing a 1-match suspension with early guilty plea after he was charged with a grade 2 contrary conduct incident on the match official within the first 15 minutes of the contest, which I think is baloney. But hey, that's the way cookie crumbles. And honestly, I don't know if I would have picked him to be in this starting lineup this week anyway, just because I think he has a few things to work on in Cup. But that is neither here nor there. But just, yeah, I don't know. Just wish him the best. Wish him the best that he learns from this and I guess doesn't run in the refs anymore, even though, there's a whole thing around that. And on Talon Da Silva, we're also losing him, and it's set that he's going to the Parramatta Eels Tigers fans. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't feel great about it. I think we honestly blew our shot with Talon Da Silva. I think we should have chose him or given him more promise and maybe more money and a contract for when Appy steps out here in a couple years or a season or whatever that's going to look like. But he's gone on a what's been reported as a $650,000 a season contract. And they're saying it's going to be, 4, 5, 6 years. It's supposed to be a pretty big contract, and he's going to be making his debut and his first appearance for them here immediately. So super intrigued to see how that all looks because they have before Monday, which is today, to get that all sorted. And yeah, I don't know. How are you guys feeling about that? Are you pro keeping Talon? Are you anti keeping Talon? I think there was a lot of pros and cons to it, but we do have Jared Haywood in the up and coming. We have Tristan Hope in the up and coming that I think we will be fine and we will be set. I don't think Talon was fully 100% NRL ready. I don't think Tristan or Jared are as well, but I think, in my opinion, that they are going to be more susceptible and more willing to learn and to take the time to learn under Benji and the coaches and, just the NRL superstars that we do have on our team and not try and rush that process. That's just my thoughts, my opinions. Don't come at me. But we've also lost Api Korosai and Jareem Buller due to injury, and this really, really sucks. Api has to be out for at least 11 days from our last clash. He sustained a nasty concussion. If you saw the video, you know what I'm talking about. Eyes is absolutely bugged out of his head. He went into the fetal position and was crippling. He took a nasty hit to the side of his head, and yeah, he needs to rest up. And then Jareem Buller, as we know, with his injury against the Canberra Raiders. So that's to me, it's a really big blow. They're calling for him to be out for a month, possibly 6 weeks if things don't go to plan. Wishing for a month, definitely, but that's also a big gap we have to fill. So we're looking at filling, a hooker spot, twice over, because we lost our main hooker, our backup hooker. We're looking to fill our number 6, our fullback, and Heath Mason's out, so he can't do that. So we have a lot to go over today. So let's start picking our team. Before we do that, though, how are you feeling thus far on the good news from Jerome Luai that he's playing Origin, but the bad news is he most likely won't be back, and we can't, put our buttons on that. But also for Appy, for Talon, for Heath Mason, and then for our guy Jareem Buller. How are you feeling overall? I'm trying to stay positive about it, so I believe positivity is key, but at the same time, I want to be real. I don't want to BS anyone. It does suck, but I do believe we have a solid team that we can build. So let's get into it. At number 1, if you can see here on the screen, number 1 is our fullback. I am going to go ahead. We're going to put Sunua Taruva in there. I'm just going to put him in there because I think he is our next best fullback. With Mason out, I think he's going to do best in that position, in my opinion. Number 2 is our wing. I think in watching New South Wales Cup and hearing a lot of things as well from you guys, I think we should put Charlie Staines back on the wing. I think giving him a crack again is not going to be a bad idea. He came out after his injury. He put on some solid performances, got his tries. At the end of the day, we had Skelton come back and feel in that position, so he did great. I would definitely have him back. On our other wing, of course, we're going to have Jarrell Skelton as well. He's one of those big bodies that we cannot not have on our field, right? And especially from a defensive standpoint, like he's one of those guys that knows how to hold his own and hold that edge. Next up is our centers. So obviously in number 4, we're going to have go with Stafford Toa. He's been putting up some decent performances, and of course, I just don't think we have the flexibility right now to change up that too much. Talon May didn't play in the Cup this past week, according to reports, and I guess it was to injury. So I'm not going to put any money that he's going to be on this team list, as we haven't even really seen him play under our squad yet. So I'm not going to put him on the list, but I am going to put Isaac. If you don't know Isaac Tupo, he's a phenomenal center that knows how to rip it up, a young gun that is on the up and coming, and I think he deserves a shot on the NRL first grade footy team. So I think this is going to be his opportunity to do that in the center position. He tears it up in Cup week after week, and he's one of those guys that is very humble and very observant to his surroundings and where the NRL is going to take him, and making sure that he stays eye set on the prize. Next up is our 5'8". This is where I'm going to put our previous center, and that's going to be Adam Dewey. I'm going to put Adam Dewey on here in our 5'8". We saw him step up, take the lead. We've got all of our skippers out this week, and so we need someone that knows footy, knows the team, but also is a leader, and I think Adam Dewey has what it takes. From there, of course, we're going to put Latu Fainu in at number 7. He's a solid 7, man. Like, the way he stepped up the last few games, there was moments that he didn't do too great, but there was a lot of moments he did amazingly, and that, to me, speaks volume about his potential as such a young half. Our prop, of course, number 8, we're going to put Terrell May, absolute teaminator, tearing it up out there. He knows how to run hard. I do ask that our forward pack this week runs harder. I want more post-contact meters, more second phase plays, but more mentality, more grit, more intensity, like more owning that field as yours. We're going up against a tough team, a team that has won premierships very, very recently. So we need to make sure that we are on our best game that we can with the people that we have. Our hooker, I'm going to put in Tristan Hope. I love Tristan Hope. I love what he's been doing. I love his attitude and the way he plays, and I honestly think he's our next best option. I really do think that. I don't think Jared Hayward is 100% ready to step up to the first grade. Maybe we'll put him on the bench. I don't know, but he's a great player, Jared Hayward. I just don't know how he's going to go tackling 100+ kilo men for 80 minutes straight, because at this point we don't have Appy, we don't have talent. We need someone who can play full 80 and do that well, and I think Tristan Hope is going to be that guy. Next up, we're going to have Fonu Pole. He's going to be up as well with Terrell May. Where is he on this list? Fonu Pole, he's one of those guys that it just never ceases to amaze me. He always goes 110%, but again, Forward pack as a whole needs to be better this game. There is no questions about it. Next up, we're going to put it in Samuela Faianu. Where is he? Fainu. There we go. Samuel Fainu. He's going to be in our second row. I love the way the Fainu brothers work. I love the way that they go hard game in and game out. And I think that is something truly that we should be proud of, Tigers fans, amongst all this chaos. I know there's a lot of negative people out there right now that are not happy with the club, but you got to look at the potential that is coming through. We have, like I said, 5 people out right now. So this is, if we can pull something great off with this, oh my goodness, there's so much potential to put our stars back in. It just makes me so excited. I'm going to put Twali at our lock. I think he is doing great at our lock, and I liked the last game. I think he really did a solid job, in my opinion. And then, of course, we are going to put Jackie Bird in again. I like Jack Bird. I like what he does. He's very versatile on and off the field. So I think what with having him in, if we need to rotate him to somewhere like, the centers or even to the halves if we had to, I think he could do it. I could even see him at fullback if we really had to, if Taruva, something happened to Taruva, but he is the guy that I want on the field as well. Next up is our interchange. Now, I'm just going to go with 4. I'm going to go with Luke Lau'i, because, he's going to have that center depth that we might need for Isaac, for Toa, even for Staines and Skelton if they need to step it out on the wing. But even if on the fullback, worst came to the worst, I think Luke could step in there. Of course, we're going to have Saini Faianu. He's one of those guys, a depth impact player for our forward pack. He is a big body that knows how to run it and tackle. Then I'm going to, instead of Seyfarth this week, I'm being very, very impressed with him, but I think I want to put in a young and hungry guy, and that's going to be Tony Suka. I really do think that Tony deserves more minutes, and with just our current pack that we're at now, I think he's going to be our next best. And, with the extension and all of the things that we've done for Tony, he's showed up. He doesn't miss tackles. He makes tackles, and it might not be a ton, but when it does happen, he makes it count, and to me, that's what we need. And then last but not least, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to put someone new, Alex Lobb. He really tore it up in Cup this past weekend, and so I think he deserves a shot. If you don't know Alex Lobb, he's in the back line. He is one of those guys that knows how to run extremely well. He is one of those dudes that can step in pretty much anywhere that we need him in our back line, in our spine. So as we look at our lineup, here is what we got. This is mine, of course. You let me know yours in the comments below, if it's the same, if it's different, where things you would change. Maybe some gaps that you see that I don't see, or maybe some things you see that are really good that I see. But number 1, Taruva. Number 2, Charlie Staines. Number 3, Isaac Tuatupo. 4, Toa. 5, Skelton. I think that there is going to be lethal. I really do think that's going to be lethal. Now, if Taylor May comes on, I think what I would do, I would keep Isaac in at 3. I would put Taylor May in at number 2 or number 5, and then move Skelton to 4, and then Toa to 3, if that's the way it goes. But I would probably replace Staines with May if that's what it came to. Number 6 and 7, our halves, we've got Dewey and Fainu. That's the Latu Fainu for anyone who doesn't know. That's my half pairing right there, and I think that is pretty solid. Here we go. This is our forward pack. We've got number 8, Terrell May. Number 9, Tristan Hope. We got number 10, Fonua Pole. 11, Samuel Afainu. Twali at number 13. And then Jackie Bird in at number 12. And I think this is pretty solid. We've got some experienced seasoned players like Jack Bird, Alex Twal. And then we've got some newer guys like Samuel Afainu, Tristan Hope. And then we've got our big bodies, May and Pole. And I think, honestly, that is pretty solid. Like, for what we have going right now, that is solid. And then when we look at our interchange, we've got Luke Lau'i that could step in anywhere up in this pack here, in my opinion, through the 1 through 4, the 1 through 5. And then we've got Sion Fainu in at 15. That's going to step in anywhere in our 8 through 13, sorry. Tony Suka, same thing, young gun, ready to just tear it up. And then Alex Lobb is going to be that 1 through 7. Anywhere in there, I think he could do pretty well. So, what are your thoughts on this? I know it's crazy. It's crazy times for us Tigers fans. It's hard to stay positive. I get that. But please, you have to believe in the process. You got to trust the process. Trust Benji. Trust Richo. And just know that we are doing our absolute best to get the best players on the field amongst all the uncontrollables, injuries, changes, state of origin things, suspensions, even players leaving the club. Like, these are things that are just part of NRL, right? And so I think we're doing a really, really solid job. We as in Benji and Richo at filling the gaps and just like going on the fly and adjusting things as we need. So huge props to him. Make sure you wish Benji and Richo the best. Give them some congratulations and just some support and comments. Everywhere I go, I've seen Benji and Richo just getting slammed online, and that to me is not the true West Tigers spirit, and that needs to change, and that won't happen on this channel as long as I'm running it. So without further ado, guys, what are your thoughts on the final team list? What is your team list? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. We do daily uploads on NRL Deep Dive here, the Raw podcast, and I mean the world to me if you like, subscribe, join the community, leave a review, all the things that you got to do to let the algorithm know that, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about, and I love being part of an awesome Tigers community. You guys take it easy, take care of yourself most importantly, and I'll see you in the next video.